I've got a study plan for the Praxis Elementary Math 5003 exam that won't add to your stress, but will actually help you feel in control. This is the Praxis Test Prep channel, and I'm Elizabeth, a test prep expert with Study.com. We're proud to be the only official test prep partner of ETS, the makers of the Praxis exams. That means the tools we offer, including the study guide I'm about to walk you through, are built to align perfectly with the latest version of the test. Even better, we've helped thousands of future educators pass their exams with a 92% pass rate among people who use our study tools, including this one. Today, I'll take you inside our study guide for Praxis 5003 and show you how it adapts to your strengths, your pace, and your goals. Whether you need a refresher on math concepts, a realistic practice test, or just a little help staying motivated, we've got you covered. So if you've been looking for a smarter, more supportive way to prep, you're in the right place. Let me show you how it works. Once you open up the study guide for the Praxis Elementary Math exam, you'll want to enter your test date if you know it. That way, your study plan can be customized based on how much time you've got before test day. It's a small step that makes a big difference. Now, before we take a closer look at the guide itself, there's something important you should know. When you sign up for Study.com, you're not just getting access to one study guide, you're getting access to all of them. So if you're also planning to take the Elementary Education Content Knowledge Exam, or 5018, you can prep for both without paying anything extra. It's all included, which is super helpful if you're juggling more than one test on your path to becoming a licensed teacher. Let's take a look at how the 5003 guide is set up. Everything here is organized just like the real Praxis 5003 exam. That means the sections and practice questions follow the exact structure of the test, so there won't be any surprises. You've got numbers and operations, algebraic thinking, geometry and measurement, and data, statistics, and probability. Yep, math has a way of making everything sound slightly more intimidating than it needs to be. But don't worry, we're breaking it all down. Now, when you first open the guide, you'll notice all the sections are locked. That's not a glitch. It's just Study.com's way of saying, hey, let's get to know you first. At the top, there'll be a recommendation to take a 30-question practice test to unlock your personalized plan. It's part of the adaptive system that builds a study path based on what you need. But hey, if you already know where you want to start, you can skip the assessment and jump straight into lessons or practice on any topic. No one's going to stop you. Over here on the left, you've got your main control panel. You can scroll through the entire course, build your own custom practice sections by mixing and matching topics, take a full-length practice test if you're feeling brave, or pull up key details about the exam, like how many questions to expect, how much time you'll have, and what each section covers. In other words, this guide gives you the freedom to study your way, structured, flexible, or somewhere in between. Personally, I recommend starting with the initial assessment. It's quick, low pressure, and gives you a solid game plan to make your study time way more efficient. I'm going to go ahead and take it now. Let's see what we're working with. Okay, assessment complete. And yep, I definitely missed a few. But hey, that just gives the study guide something to work with, right? Now we get to see how it builds a plan based on exactly what I need. First off, I can see every question from the assessment along with a clear explanation of the correct answer. I can filter to only show the ones I missed because, let's face it, that's where the real learning happens. And I also get a breakdown of how I did in each section. Taking a few minutes to review the questions you got wrong is one of the smartest moves you can make. It helps lock that info in, so when a similar question shows up on the actual test, you'll know exactly what to do. Now, from this page, I've got a few options. I can try the assessment again, jump right into practice in the areas I struggled with most, or head over to my personalized study guide. Let's check that out next. This is where the adaptive program really kicks in. Based on my results, the study guide sorts everything into 4 categories. First up, quick wins. These are topics I did pretty well on, just need a little more practice to firm things up. I can do mixed practice across all my quick wins, or choose one topic to focus on. These are great for building some momentum early on. Next is almost there. These are the so close sections. Topics I kind of get, but still need a little bit more time with. The cool part, as I improve in these areas, they automatically move up into quick wins. Progress you can actually see is super motivating. Then there's deep learning. This is the stuff that really stumped me. For anything that shows up here, Study.com recommends checking out the video lessons before diving back into more practice. That way, I'm not just guessing, I'm actually learning what I need to know. And finally, you might see a few sections labeled Practice to Unlock. That just means the initial assessment didn't include questions in that category. Once I do a little practice there, these topics will slide into the right spot in my study plan based on how I do. As I keep practicing, I'll continue seeing correct answers and explanations after each question. And trust me, it's worth taking a second to read those explanations, even when you get the answer right. Sometimes there's an easier method or a helpful detail you might have missed the first time around. The goal here is simple. Work your way through the study guide until you start seeing more and more sections marked as proficient. That's when you know you're in solid shape for test day. Let's keep going. Once you've done a good amount of practice, or as your test date starts getting closer, your study guide will recommend taking a full-length practice test. You can find it anytime by clicking the Practice Test tab right over here. Now I know it's a bit of a time commitment. Sitting down for a full-length test isn't exactly thrilling, but it's totally worth it. I always recommend doing at least 2 full-length practice runs before your actual exam. It's the best way to get a feel for the pacing, build your stamina, and spot any last-minute weak spots while there's still time to fix them. And the best part? Once you finish your practice test, your dashboard updates with fresh recommendations based on your results, so you'll know exactly where to focus next. Let's take a look at how I did. Hey, got some proficiency here. Definitely moving in the right direction. No matter where you land after your practice test, it's all part of the process. Keep using your study guide, keep practicing, and you'll keep seeing progress. This study guide really takes a lot of the guesswork out of preparing for the Praxis. With personalized recommendations and a flexible structure, it helps you focus on what matters most, your progress. And those full-length practice tests, they're a huge help. They give you that real test day experience in advance, so you can walk in feeling confident instead of caught off guard. If you're ready to feel more in control of your prep, this Study.com guide is a great place to start. It's helped thousands of future teachers pass their exams. And with a 92% pass rate, you'll be in very good company. If this video helped, go ahead and like it. And please subscribe to our channel and check out some of our videos and playlists for more Praxis information and tips. Thanks so much for watching and happy studying. You've got this.